So now we are going to create the intro music section of our video. So in these files up here, we're going to look for the intro music. And once again, these last two usually are the intro and the outro. And you can tell by the time, 35 seconds, that's about right, and 22 seconds, that's perfect. So, and when you listen to them, you'll hear that it's just instrumental. There's no singing on top of it. So those are your cues that it's your intro and outro. So what I'm going to do is bring this down into my work area. The work area, once again, is where you're actually creating the video. This is the library of all your pieces and clips that you're going to be modifying, editing, using, but this is the actual video creation space down here, okay? So we're going to see that, let's see, we're going to make it over here. This, if you drag it this way, it makes the video clip very small. So if you're not doing detailed work, this is a good way to do it because you can see kind of the pieces of the video easier. If you're doing really detailed work, you want to expand this. So now you see that same file now is covering a much larger area of space, but it helps you see things a little bit. This down here is the volume control, so you can see where the volume is. Now typically it stays at 100%, but sometimes you will need to make modifications. We're gonna see, you can see there's a little space before it actually starts. We're gonna just kind of cut that. So you put your cursor where you'd like it and put that bar, and now you're gonna right click and split the clip, and that gets rid of kind of that pause that happens before. So now when you play this, this is where you play it. And the beautiful music starts playing. You can pause it so you know you're good. If you need it to be a little louder, Nate usually has all this set up, so you really don't need to adjust this too much, but if by chance it's a little low, this is where you can adjust that. The one thing is that as you're maneuvering with the different video clips, you just want to make sure that the audio is kind of staying at the same level, and you can just make sure that the peaks and valleys down here of this music are kind of at the same level, and you don't have some video that it's way up high and some that it's non-existent. So you just want to keep it kind of at the same level all the way across. Okay, we're going to leave it just at 100%, which is where it started. Now, over this, we want to add our weekly service theme title slide. That's what we already created, and now we just have to pull that and import that into iMovie. So you're going to do your import button, which is the down arrow. You're going to look for the week that we're dealing with. This is 5/9, and here is the JPEG file of your service title theme. It's got the information right there. We're going to import that, and then you see it populate right there, okay? So because we're not doing super detailed work, we can make this smaller, make it a little easier to work with. Now we're just gonna click and drag this JPEG file on top. So I will show you this. I'm gonna expand it a little bit just so you see. So JPEGs have this funny thing, and iMovie does this, I guess they call it a feature. We never use it, so we always have to undo it, but it's the Ken Burns effect. And I guess some people like it, but we're gonna undo it. So and what the Ken Burns effect is how it goes in and out. It kind of magnifies it, okay? We don't want that. We just want the static image. So to get rid of that, we're gonna click on this cropping square right there. When you click on that, this all comes up. Here you can see it defaults to Ken Burns. We just want it on fit. So now you see when you're in here, what you see is what you get. It's just a static image, which is exactly what we want. And also you will see these two blue circles up in the top. That's like a fade, okay? If you go this way, the video is gonna fade in more. We don't want it to fade, because if we fade, we're gonna see the video clip in the background. So that's not what we want. So we want it set to 0. So to do that, you just click on either side, either of those blue dots, and you want the two arrows, one going to the left, one going to the right, or the two triangles, and all you want to do is pull that out so that that says 0. Now there is no fade in or out, okay? It just is a static image from the beginning. And then you're going to, with a JPEG file, you can just pull that. So you just want to pull it the duration. And iMovie, the update has created this cool thing that when you get to the end of the video clip, it'll kind of stop. You'll feel it bump into the end of the video clip. That means that you've gone far enough. It didn't used to do that, which made it a little trickier, but this is kind of a nice new updated feature. So now what we see, and when we go back and play, we hear Julia's music in the background, but we see the overlay of this title slide. And that goes all the way to the end. And when that video clip is done, it's all done. So now you've created your intro section of your service video.